welcome back to the channel and Happy New Year 2020. Right, I'm not one for resolutions, but I've set myself a target this year, and that is to brew with as many different brewing applications as possible. Some things I'll have brewed with before and some things I will have not brewed with. I've never brewed with this brewer before, and I thought, why not make a video of brewing for the first time. So I haven't even got it out of the box yet, so let's get it out of the box. So Clever Dripper is somewhere between an immersion brew and a percolation brew. So I haven't looked at any recipes because I thought, do you know what, I'm just gonna give it a shot, see how it brews, give it a go, and then give it a taste. And then what I'm probably going to do is over the course of the next week I'm going to brew with this same application every single day. Then I'm going to refilm another video of the best recipe that I've found. But start us off with, let's have a look what's in the box. So I went for the 500ml Clever Dripper. Now you can get it in two sizes. You can get it in 300ml and 500ml. And you can get it in a range of different colours. I went for a nice shiny blue. And what you get is you get the dripper, you get what looks like a lid. I think this is it's a coaster, because what happens is you pop your filter inside the brewer, and then you will pop it on top of your cup, and there's a little sort of mechanism that once you pop it on the cup, it releases a valve and the coffee will drip into your chosen vessel. Right, so it comes with some Melita style filters. I'm going to take one of these out. Let's have a little bit of a tidy up before we get started. So it's a nice looking brewer, feels pretty solid, fits quite nicely on this Hario server. I'm going to go for 30 grams to 500 grams of water. As always, you need some delicious coffee. I've gone for the Guatemalan Finca Rabanales, absolutely beautiful, sweet and juicy coffee. So measure out 30 grams. Because it's a mix between an immersion and a percolation, sort of weighing up how to grind it really. So I'm probably going to grind it a touch finer, so hopefully if it's a little bit finer we'll probably get a bit more extraction out of it. So I'm going to go somewhere between French press and filter. Then we want to get our filter, and you want to just give that a little fold down the side. It's going to fit easier and fit more nice and snug in the brewer. Pop that in. And then we're going to boil the kettle, and we're going to wet the filter paper. Let that drain down. Pop the coffee in. Nice shake, make the bed nice and flat. Tear the scales off. So I want it to be a shorter time than the cafetiere, obviously, but I still want the water and the coffee to have as much contact time as possible without getting into any over extraction. So boil the kettle again because we want it to be just off the boil. Right, tear off our scales. I know it looks like a pour over and you would normally bloom at this point, but I'm not going to bloom. I'm just going to pour all my 500 grams of water onto the brew and just let it sit. So I'm up to 480 and I don't want to go any further because I think it's going to go over the top. So first time brewing with this brewer, and it doesn't fit 500 mils or grams of water in. So I'm about 480 and I'm probably about as far as I want to go. So I'm going to set my timer for 2 minutes. I'm going to let the coffee form a crust on the top, After 2 minutes, I'm going to give it a break and give it a stir. 2 minutes is done. It's formed a really lovely crust like it does on the cafetiere. Smells absolutely delicious. I'm going to break the crust now, let that all fall down. And then I'm going to let it sit for another minute. Right, we've got 10 seconds left. We've had no leakages yet, which is really good. I shouldn't really be moving it around, but I am. I'm going to put that on the coaster. I really like the fact that you get a coaster with it as well if there is any mess, because I can imagine once this drains down, still residual liquid that'll be there and it'll probably drip, so that's quite good to have the coaster. Right, a minute is up. I'm going to give it a little stir before I put on the top, because I want all the grinds to hopefully fall down and get as much in the bed as possible, so the water passes through as much of the coffee as possible and don't leave any on the side of the filter paper. So give it a little stir around and then let's get the drawdown starting. I'm going to time the drawdown, and I'm hopefully looking for, well, I'd like it to draw down for at least a minute. If it draws down too quickly, then I've probably ground it too coarse. And if it draws down too slowly, which I don't think it is, it's probably going to be too fine. I want somewhere in the middle so I can get a really good extraction, so I don't get any of that bitterness or sourness that you get from under and sort of over extracting the coffee. It's looking pretty good. Filter paper at the sides, there's not much grinds on there, no big clumps on the side. Have we got a flat bed? So that was a minute and a half. All the water's drawn. There's a tiny little lump in the bed, so I could probably have done better with a bit more of a stir or even with a bit of a swirl. But this is why I'm going to do the brew over the course of the weeks, just to see if I can get the recipe nailed. Right, let's taste it. It's quite sweet. It's got more clarity in than a cafetiere. A little bit lighter in body. Just detecting some like under extracted sort of notes to it. It's not as rich as what I would want. It's quite acidic as well. So, like I said, it's the first time brewing with this application. There's a few things that I've noticed there that I could probably do better. I'm going to brew with this, with the Clever dripper for the next week, and then I'm going to check back in and do a video of the best recipe that I've found over the course of the week. I know I can do better than that. It still tastes pretty decent, but I know I can get a better result, so I'm going to crack on, do my thing, give it another week. I'll be checking back in, but I'd like to say cheers, thanks for watching, stay focused.